Pokemon?
Man, so my first impressions of Pokemon. Now, all disclosures, I have not finished the game yet. I'm about 20 hours in. It's fun. As you can see here, I mean, it's really expanded into open world.
Okay.
Like there's so much more exploration. This is probably the first time in a very long time that I've played a Pokemon game and felt like a kid again. Like, oh my God, what's around the corner? Like, one moment you might just be gathering resources, as you see in the footage here. I'm just trying to gather some resources. Boom, this Graveler comes out of nowhere and he wants to wreck my stuff. So, I mean, it's one of those things that in this particular game, you always got to be on your toes because the Pokemon will attack you. So this is the first game where the Pokemon actually attack humans. So in the event that you are out in the wild, there are a couple different scenarios that can happen. If you are unlucky and you pick with the wrong Pokemon, you can get jumped. I think if this video plays long enough, you'll actually see some footage of 2-on-1 and maybe some 3-on-1 battles. And in the event that your entire team gets wrecked, the Pokemon then will face towards you and plan on wrecking you next. So it's one of those games that is based in missions. So it kind of does away kind of sort of with the whole gym leader deal. You're just going around really catching them. You see there's like a to-do list on, you know, what you need to do with these Pokemon to finish out the Pokédex.
That's so it's mission.
Pokemon. Yeah.
It's mission based. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so it's mission based. So, like, for instance, they might say, hey, this Charmander is super upset and he's going around and he's spitting fire everywhere. Go figure out what's up with him. And you got to go out there and maybe he needs some berries. So you're going to go out, you're going to give him some berries. Now he's happy. He's stopped spitting on fire.
I didn't know Charmander was a rapper.
Yeah, he is. He's
fire out here.
Yeah, he's actually related to Dylon.
He spit high fire 5 times over.
You didn't know? Yeah.
Who's the hottest rapper? Charmander.
That was perfect.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we out here. Best believe.
I love how you look like a creep in this. This is so amazing.
Yeah. Look, and as you can see here, this is like there's crafting in the game. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm taking some resources together to create what's called a leaden ball. This is a ball that is heavy, so you cannot throw it far. But in the event that you get close enough, it is more effective than your regular Pokeball and Great Ball. As you'll see here, I'm going to get ready to throw out the Cherry Berry here to distract this guy. I forget what it's called, but it's the evolved form of like the OG Pokemon Tangela.
Yeah, Tangrowth.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So I'm sneaking up behind him and throwing the ball. Now, the catch is because if these Pokemon get out, they will attack you, and it's bad. So you see the first thing I did was dive straight back into the bushes because if you fail, it's on. And at that point, you got to be quick enough to get that Pokemon out and battle or you're going down. And then you can see here the environment works against you as well because, you know, my poor Pokemon trainer almost drowned. In the event that you pass out, they actually like send you back to like the home base and you lose a boatload of items. The items are randomized, so sometimes you'll lose things that are invaluable like fire stones, water stones. Sometimes it'll be cheap stuff like Pokeballs. So it's one of those things you don't want to mess around and faint in this game because if you do, you might lose an item that you might not even be able to get back or you might have to grind hours to replace. So it's really the first game in a very long time within this series that breaks away from the traditional formula in noticeable ways, and the first time that the risk and reward is actually like something important here. So, I mean, I know that they've also had some rumors of DLC that we're supposed to potentially get. They may be adding in some new Pokemon, some Mega Evolutions and such. So we'll kind of have to see how that goes. But I mean, first impressions of this game, man, are really solid. But I will be honest, it is a little grindy, and I can see how it might not be the best game for some people.
Oh, I can see how you're missing every Pokeball. Like that looked like it's
he caught him. Is this best play like handheld wise, or should it be on the TV?
So it depends on you, quite honestly. I've played some in handheld mode. I've played majority of it on TV. in my opinion, I mean, it's going to be better on TV. It's a bigger, sharper image. But in handheld mode, I mean, it doesn't really lack at all. It's not one of those games like if you play Breath of the Wild on a handheld, you're missing stuff. And while it's the novelty of, wow, I'm getting to play this game on the go. But with this game here, like it's one of those games that is pretty in a stylistic type of way, so you don't lose much. But I mean, ultimately, in my decision, I'm always going to go for the big screen over the handheld. But you can see here, that's some of that 2-on-1 action. You see, they're wrecking my little Gengar here.
I love that.
Your
I
little
love that.
Gengar.
I would say I love that because like now it's a 2-on-1 and they don't just automatically just give you Pokemon just a fight. Like you literally, do you have the option of pulling out another Pokemon right now?
Only time I get to pull out, I can switch out for another Pokemon,
okay,
or I can let him faint and then put another one in.
Man,
that's messed up. So you can't go from 1-on-1 to 2-on-2.
Yeah, just so
you just getting jumped. Like, regardless.
Yeah. But see, look, my Alakazam, I want to say, or no, it's my Umbreon came out and this would have shut things down. So I mean, it's one of those things that before in these games, you go out into the wild. If you have the resources that you need, like Pokemon games as of late have been notoriously known for being simple and being kid friendly. This is a game that, unlike the other games, is still kid friendly, but it's not necessarily geared towards children.
They know who's buying these games. They know.
Yeah.
They know we continue to buy these games year after year after year.
That's Nintendo in general, though.
Yeah. And like for me, like one of the biggest things in reading through some of the narrative, there was a portion where they were talking about a Pokemon who's referred to as Cleavor. It's like the evolved form of Scyther. It has these big meat cleaver hands, and they got to explaining how one day the Cleavor went crazy and mauled a bunch of human beings. So I'm like, Nintendo and Pokemon are talking about mauling people? Like, it's a little different tonally than what you expect from your traditional Pokemon game. But I mean, all in all, it's really fun.
All right, so if you had to put it on a scale of 1 to 10, scale of 1 to 10, and also recommendations, what would you go with?
So right now, if I was to rate this game on a 1 to 10 from what I know now, I would give it about an 8.
About an 8? Okay.
But this is a game in which I cannot recommend to everybody. This is a game that I would absolutely recommend to any Pokemon fan, anybody that's on the fence about Pokemon, and anybody that is a Monster Hunter fan. Beyond that, it's really hard to recommend it because, like I said, as I'm getting into the 20th hour and beyond, I'm starting to get into some of the grindier aspects of the game, and that is something that I know a lot of people don't like. So it's just one of those different stroke for different folks things.